anybody should be talking about.
You'll blow the whistle.
Exactly. All righty. I'd like to thank everybody for coming today. It's a joyous day for us here at Plant High School. We'd like to really welcome you all. We'd like to welcome all the media who's here today. We'd like to welcome all family and friends who are here today. Friends old and new. We have some of Phillip's and Tony's teammates here today. We have some of former teammates here. And we have a lot of family, a lot of friends. We'd like to first send out a couple thank yous before we begin our press conference and celebration for Phillip Ely and Tony Posada, two of the finest that have ever come through Plant High School. And we'd like to send out a couple thanks. First of all, first and foremost, we'd like to thank all of our faculty and staff and administration here at Plant. We have Mr. Rob Nelson, our principal, in the back, and I'm not sure who else we got here, but our assistant principals are tremendously supportive. Our faculty is unbelievable. You see some trophies before you. Some of the other trophies we've won over the past 2 years, other than state championships, are 2 state academic championships and 3 straight county academic championships. And that doesn't happen without a tremendous commitment from our student athletes like Phillip and like Tony, but also a tremendous commitment from our faculty and our staff. We have academic coaches on our football team, and they're in touch with our teachers, and our teachers do such an amazing job. So we'd like to thank them as well, and thank all of our faculty, staff, and administration here at Plant High School, what I think is the finest high school in the country, without any question. When you talk about the things that a high school should be made up of, the ability to excel in all things, whether it's academics, whether it's athletics, whether it's the arts, you have it here at Plant High School. And you have a lot of people who care about one another, as you can see from our crowd here today. We'd like to take a moment also to thank DATS. DATS provided our sandwiches today, and we have so many people who support us here at Plant, and DATS been a tremendous supporter of the football team. We'd like to thank all the media for coming out today. One thing that we know about recruiting is recruiting in this day and age becomes a media frenzy, and in many cases becomes a circus. The cool thing about the recruitment and the process for both Tony and Phillip is that has not happened. In all my years of dealing with recruiting and college recruiting, it's the best recruiting processes I've ever been a part of. The schools that Tony has dealt with, the schools that Phillip has dealt with, have been honest and forthright and first class every step of the way. And Tony and Phillip, in kind, have been honest and forthright and first class every step of the way. And the recruiting process has gone the way that it should go. There's been communication, there's been visits and a lot of opportunities to be able to weigh out pros and cons, and a very tough decision made by both of our young men today. The only bad part of this recruiting process for either of them is that today they only get to choose one school. They only get to choose one school. I recall Phillip telling me on some of the trips that he went to, he's like, okay, coach, when are we going to get to the school that doesn't look good, or that doesn't have good facilities, or doesn't have good people? And pretty much the schools that have recruited these 2 young men are all exceptional schools. And that has been a refreshing part of this recruitment. I'd also like to thank our coaching staff at Plant Football. I've already mentioned our faculty and coaching staff throughout our entire school, but our coaching staff on our football team. I believe we have a lot of them out here today. Just raise your hand so I can see you. Hold your applause to the bench. I've got Coach Bo Puckett over here, Coach Sean Love, Coach Kirk Willett, Coach John Pugh, Coach Ben Gretzinger in the back. Did I miss anybody who's here? Coach Mo Harris back there waving for all to see. And I got about 60 or 70 other coaches who aren't here today. And some that are in the stands on Friday nights. But we would like to just thank all of our coaches, if you give them all a round of applause. And finally, we'd like to thank the families. of these two young men. We get to have the opportunity to pick up where what has already been deeply instilled in the players that come to us. And when it works the best is when our players that we get and the goals and all the aspirations that we have from them are just an extension of what's already happened in their own households. And that's the case today. We talk about character first, and these two young men already came to us with character. We talked about caring about academics before caring about football, and these two young men take care of their business in the classroom. We talk about being courteous and respectful to other people, and these two men already came to us with those things. And we just try to enhance that and support that which they have already learned. And then we talk about committing yourself to excellence, and these two young men commit themselves to excellence in all that they do. And so for us, it was just a proud extension of what their families have already done. So let's get on with the business at hand and get to the fun part of this. We're going to start with Tony Posada. And I'm not going to give much of an introduction yet of Tony. I'd like to get a little video introduction first, and then I'll give you a little verbal introduction after that. And just to give you a little heads up before we go with this is the way it's worked. I'm going to introduce each one of our players one at a time. We're going to play a little video for you to see how they've performed for us. I'm going to talk about them again a little more in depth and then turn the microphone over to them to say their thank yous and then to tell you what their college choices are. I'll do that for Tony, then I'll do that for Phillip. At the end of that, I'll kind of wrap things up, and we're going to have a question and answer period for our media for Phillip and Tony in public here. After that time, Phillip and Tony will go over to Bright House Sports Networks to finish the broadcast there, and then they'll be available for family pictures next, and then at the end they'll be available for individual interviews from any of the media who's here today, and any players who want to interview them can do that as well. All right, so we'd like to start with Tony, and let's take a look at what Tony Posada has done.